guys, and welcome to a brand new series on this channel. My name's Wes, and today we start our journey with Ware Town. Now, in this series I'm looking at taking Ware Town all the way to the Premier League and potentially winning the Champions League. It's going to be a long series, this one, hopefully, as long as I can keep my job. For those of you that don't know, Ware is a town down in Hertfordshire, which is where I grew up. It's where I'm from. I lived there for 19 of my 30 years. I'm not 30 yet, but we will be in about a few weeks time. I spent 19 years. In 2009 I moved to Grimsby with my family, left all my friends and a lot of my family behind, and moved to Grimsby, where I now live. And I just thought I wanted to try and take my old hometown team and see where I could go with them. It's something I have done on private saves in the past, but nothing I've put out on YouTube before. I've never been this low in the footballing pyramid before on a series on YouTube. I have done series where I've been as low as the National League North or South. I've not been any lower than that on a YouTube save so far. So this is a first. So we start here with an introduction to the club, and it says, "Ware have today confirmed the appointment of me as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the 29-year-old who has recently spent time away from football, and he's sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Woodson Park." Now, that's something a lot of people are going to pull me up on. Although it looks like it says Woodson Park, it is pronounced Woodson Park. I know, because I'm from the town. I actually had my 18th birthday party at Ware Football Club's clubhouse. From what I can remember of it, I don't remember anything past about 11 o'clock. So here we are. We're just doing a quick meeting with the chairman. That is actually the name of Ware Town's chairman. I did look it up. I've designed the shirt as well, which is something I did for a private save that I did last year on FM19. So yeah, the club, a little bit about the club. Founded in 1892, semi-professional English club, currently playing in the Isthmian League Division 1 South Central, where they finished 7th last season. Play at home games at Woodson Park and have poor training facilities, basic youth facilities, and has basic academy coaching and basic youth recruitment. That's something I did change in the pre-game editor, just to give Ware not the best youth facilities. We're not going to be creating any wonder kids, just so that we've got a nice conveyor belt of not fantastic youngsters, but decent-ish youngsters coming through. I also added some rivals for Ware Town, because the only one they had was Hertford, which is the next town along. But I've added Stevenage, who are again are local to Ware. You actually have to go through Stevenage to get to Ware off the A1, so yeah, pretty close. Hitchin as well, very close to Ware, which is actually where my partner grew up. Or not so much grew up, that's where she lived when she was born, but she moved up to the area before I did. In fact, she was about 8 years old. And Cheshunt, also another local team, that's about 5-10 minute drive away from Ware, just down the A10, if I'm right, I can't remember. Anyway, the club has enjoyed probably the best spell in the 2000s, although now enduring a 13-year barren spell. Not won a competition since 2006. won the English ninth tier for the only time in 2006. So they haven't won anything since they were promoted to the league they're now in 3 years before I moved. So yeah, let's see what we can do with them. They actually do have some real players. Abdullah, he's real, obviously, because he's got a picture. Diakise, I know he's real. I believe Kendall's real, and the goalkeeper, whose name I cannot pronounce, he's real. But we've got some new gens in some of the places in the team. No striker, believe it or not. I know Diakise is a striker, so why is he not there? Okay, we've got no players on loan at the moment. Right, this is the new thing for FM20, isn't it? The club vision. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Yeah, that's fine. Work within a wage budget. That's going to be difficult at this level, as you'll find out. I have done a run through. I did a season in this database just to make sure it all worked fine, and made a few tweaks to the database where needed. So they want to finish mid-table. Okay, yeah. Reach the first qualifying round of the FA Cup, preliminary round of the FA Trophy, and the second round of the Velocity Trophy. Okay, and my contract expires next year. Okay, so finally, please do not hesitate to let me know. Okay, so schedule a, yeah, okay. I don't want the inter-squad friendly, and I will meet the backroom staff. I don't like that's friendly. I don't see the point in it. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to come back to you when I've assembled a squad. I'm going to do some transfers as well. I'll come back to you just before the start of the league season, and we can have a look at what formation we're playing. We can have a look at some of the players I've brought in, any players that have left. It's mainly going to be free players on non-contracts. We can offer part-time contracts, but we just won't have the wage budget to be able to do it. So yeah, we'll come back when I get to just before the start of the league. Okay, so that took longer than I expected. Yeah, it took me about a good 4 hours to get to the first game of the season. But we've made quite good progress. When I came to the club, we had one coach, no scouts, no director of football, no physios, hardly any players other than youth prospects and a couple of old men. So I think I've done reasonably well. That remains to be seen this season. Like I said earlier, I did do a quick run through of this save, just to test out the database, make sure there was no issues that I needed to address before I started broadcasting this on YouTube. So and I managed to finish third in my first season, got to a playoff final and lost. So yeah, I'm looking to try and achieve around that again. If we have a look at the squad view, squad depth view, we've still got players in on trial, but we've managed to get quite a few players in just to fill out the squad, really. Replace some players that we weren't sure were going to quite cut it. But because at this level there is no transfer window, we can bring in transfers all year round. So I wouldn't expect to see the same players here at the end of the season, because if we do well, other teams can just take them off us. We do have the ability to offer part-time contracts and tie players down, but I'm a little bit uneasy about doing that at the moment because of lack of wage budget that we do have. So most of the players, well actually all of the players, are on non-contracts at the moment, so it's just a case of pay them as they play. If we have a look at the transfers, have a look at the players that we've brought in, there has been a lot. We haven't spent anything. We've had a couple of players go out as well. I sold Ala Awiji I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, because he was the only player at the club that was on a part-time contract. He was earning £150 a week, and I didn't want him at the club. He wasn't very good. I've replaced him with someone better, and he was costing us money, so we got rid of him. And David Cowley got a grump on when I signed some other players to play in the same position as him. He's 31 years old, so I thought, just get rid. I can't be bothered with players that are going to be idiots and not just get grumpy on because I've signed some new players. We've also released 4 players that I didn't think would quite cut it in the squad, just because I've replaced them with better players, really. But like I said, yeah, quite a few players coming in, a couple of players on loan. I'm not going to go through all of the players that I brought in. You'll meet them, if they're good enough, you'll meet them in due course during the matches, really. But there's quite a few decent players that I brought in. One that sticks out in my mind, Rob Duffy. He's a 36-year-old Welsh striker. Quite an old man. He's a target man, but as you can see from his picture, he used to play for Grimsby Town back in from 2010 through to 2012, and he scored 8 league goals for Town. So I'd have seen him playing for Town around about that time, because that's around about the time that I actually used to go and watch Grimsby when I first moved up here. So yeah, thought I'd bring him in. He popped up on my scout reports, and to be fair, if we look at him compared to some of the other players we've got, I mean, he wasn't as good as Diakise, who we already had at the club, but I've signed a couple more. Is that Matt Baker? Am I right in thinking Matt Baker was I'm pretty sure Matt Baker was the name of somebody that played Doctor Who. I'm going to have to Google that. No, sorry, no, it's the One Show presenter. Who am I thinking of? Am I confusing 2 different doctors? It's Matt Smith, played Doctor Who. What am I thinking? Yeah. So we've got a One Show presenter as an attacking midfielder. We can also play as a pressing forward. In fact, I'm going to nickname him One Show. I've forgotten how you do nicknames. Set a nickname. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we've got, like I said, a fair amount of players come in so far, and they won't be the last that come in, and these won't be the last that leave the club. So if we'll take a quick look at the season preview for the league, because I believe when we first joined the club we were predicted to finish 9th. I just want to see how that's changed. Wow, okay. We're second favourites for the league now based on our transfers, so that shows that, well, it sort of shows that the bookies think that I've done a good job in the transfer market. Like I said, it remains to be seen. We might have a good squad on paper, as the cliche says, football isn't played on paper. So we'll see how we fare in the league. If we can finish second, even first, that'd be fantastic. So we'll have a quick look at the tactic we're going to be using, at least the main tactic anyway. We're going to go with a 4-2-3-1. It's not a gegenpress, it's tiki-taka. Just want to try and keep possession. This is one of the tactics I was using when I played through in the practice save. It seemed to work quite well towards the end of the season, and we managed to keep a few clean sheets and pick up some points when we needed them. I haven't got any other tactics training at the moment, but they will probably be just variations of this formation, maybe a gegenpress or direct counter-attacking. But at the moment we're going to go with the tiki-taka, see how that works. This isn't the squad that I'm going to go with for the first game of the season. We're not going to see the first game of the season in this episode. We'll save that for the next episode. Just wanted to give you a quick overview of the club and what we plan to do with the series. Really, we've got, like I said, we're looking on competing on 4 different competitions this season. I'm not too bothered about the FA Trophy or the Velocity Trophy. Main thing will be the FA Cup and the league, but mainly focusing on the league. So in the next episode, you'll see us play our first 2 games of the league season against Westfield and local rivals Hertford Town. So that'll be a big one. A derby in the first episode. No, it's not the first episode. It's the second episode. But yeah, hopefully that will be out in the next couple of days. I'm not going to stick to a rigid schedule at the moment because I am currently studying at Grimsby Institute for a business management degree, as well as balancing this on top of work as well, working part-time. So I will try and get videos out as much as I possibly can, but at this moment in time I can't stick to a rigid schedule because unfortunately my degree not unfortunately, but my degree has to come first. This is something I pretty much do just to unwind, and it's just a bit of a hobby really. So it'd be nice if I could get some likes on this video for the start of the new series. Give it a big thumbs up for me, please, and if you could please just like and share the videos. It really helps to get the channel noticed, and it will bring in more subs. And you know, if the channel gets noticed, then maybe I can spend a bit more time putting content out. I might not put a lot of content out, but I think the content that I do put out is good quality compared to some of the stuff I've seen on YouTube in this genre of video. I'm not looking at competing with the likes of Loki Doki or Lelujo or even Golden FM, all guys that I do follow on YouTube. But you know, I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and if you guys like it, then please just stick a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to see more Football Manager 20 content. I'm also going to be looking at starting live streaming, venturing into that soon, but it won't be on Football Manager, it will probably be on GTA 5, playing online. So if you like GTA 5, then make sure you come back for that. I'll let you know, I'll keep you posted on when that will occur. It will generally be weekends when I'm not at work or at uni, but you know, we'll see. So if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on so then you'll be reminded every time I upload. And thank you very much for watching.